morning.
Morning.
Let me rename myself. Dora, I have the utmost gratitude to you. I made the t-shirt. I made 2 of them. I got so many compliments. I'm going to show them to you.
Okay.
It fits me perfectly.
Oh, look at that.
I have that same fabric. We could be matchy-matchy.
And didn't you make a shirt out of this, or did you use the other rainbow one?
I haven't cut that yet. I have that fabric though.
Isn't it gorgeous? And
Yeah.
this was the very first one, and I messed up the neckline. You know, it was the first one. It's a little off, but you can't tell with
You
this.
can't tell, right? No, unless it's a solid color, you can't tell. So don't worry about those.
And then I wore this one to church yesterday, and everybody's like, "That's such a good color for you." And I'm like, "I made it." You're like, "You did?" So that was fun. And then my friend gave me 2 dress forms.
Excellent.
Isn't that great? So I guess I just adjust the buttons. There's no instructions with them. Just
Yeah, I do know, having read lots of reviews of those particular dress forms, adjust your buttons gently. If you force it, it's plastic inside there and you will ruin it forever.
I don't want to do that, but it will certainly make it much easier, right? Like this one's a smidgen bigger than I am. This one's the same size as my girls. So if when I'm working with these patterns, if it fits her, it will fit me. Because it's so sad when you make it too small. Right? If it's too big, there's hope, right?
Yeah.
Too small, there ain't nothing you can do. So good morning, Suzette.
Good morning.
Are you feeling any better yet? Your smile's bigger.
I am. Yeah.
Yay.
No more pain.
Oh, yay. That's so good. Your regular guy helped you?
Mm-hmm.
And did you tell him all the other ailments you might have?
Nope. Nope.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Nope.
Oh, Gay, I also have a question for you, and then we'll go around the room. Have you ever made the farmer's daughter quilt patch or quilt block?
I'm not familiar with it, but I'll look it up and I'll see what it looks like.
I'm going to show it to you real quick because I have a question that I could show you the pieces too. I have it cut out. There's a part of it, the last little pieces of this pattern to attach that I know there's a trick to it. Like it will work if you knew how to do it. Okay, this is what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever
Oh,
made
is it a
this one?
Y seam?
Maybe that's it. It's this last little bit right there.
It's a Y seam, I think.
So here's the instructions, right? So everything is great to this point, no problem. But when you put those in, it's awful.
It's a Y seam.
Yeah.
Okay.
What you have to do is you have to mark each of your pieces at the 1/4 inch point.
So this is the one that's
That piece
problematic.
there, you have to mark. I would say if you, at the 1/4 inch point where each of the points are, you have to put a dot.
Okay.
Okay. And that's as far as you can stitch.
Yeah.
And then so you will be stitching the short end to attach it.
Which
Correct.
right here?
So you would stitch from the inside corner down where you are up to that outer point, and
Okay.
just stop at that 1/4, at that little dot. It takes a little bit of practice, but once you get it, it's that 1/4, it's that Y seam. But if you do it properly and just make sure you have to mark all the pieces.
Okay. Thank
And
you very much. Because I was like, there's no way it's impossible.
Right,
Somebody
it's a Y
somewhere.
seam.
Okay,
It's
thank you for giving me the term too,
Yeah.
because now I can watch the tutorial.
Correct.
And it's really important on those pieces that you've cut them and left yourself a 1/4 inch seam allowance. If you've undercut any of your pieces or overcut, they're not going to match up. So
Okay.
if you got a wonky piece, throw it in the trash and make yourself a good piece, because you'll never get it right on a wonky one.
Okay, so I probably like picked the hardest thing.
No, once you
No.
learn the Y seam, there's a lot of patterns that have it. And once you
Okay.
get comfortable doing it, it's okay.
All right, thank
And
you.
if you get
very much.
confused, a really easy thing to do is, instead of just marking those points, the points are the important part. Go ahead and mark the 1/4 inch on both of the pieces and lay them side by side. And then you'll see, okay, here's this angle and then this angle and then this angle. Because it's almost like you're putting it together backwards.
Right,
Because you can't fit
Right.
it in the direction that it goes in.
no, yeah, that's what I was like, there has to be a trick for this. So I'm marking on the fabric,
Correct.
Mhm.
front or back side?
You would mark on the backside because the two fronts are together.
Okay, okay, I'm gonna try it again today and then I'll show it to you next time I see you and see if it gets any better. All right, so let's go around the room. Let's start with Casey. I see progress. Are you gonna be ready for the studio tour? Y'all know that's Thursday. Oh, you're muted, Casey.
Probably not terribly ready. We've had a little slowdown. We still don't have kitchen doors and drawers. So I haven't been able to, get any more boxes up here because I can't pull boxes in from the garage to empty them in the kitchen to pull out my fabric that's wrapped everything in
Oh, that
boxes.
makes sense.
But we will be somewhat presentable and we have a plan. It's not going to be the final plan because like right now I'm working on folding tables. But it's good because I'm kind of testing things out because this was what I was thinking my sewing area was going to be like. Now I got to sew in a little bit and I can decide whether I really want it to do that way or not. So, but I have been sewing on some baby things.
Let's see. Oh my goodness gracious. No, that's so cute. Oh,
And I figured out how to do the flip.
Mm-hmm.
I have a few
darling.
threads I got to clip up or pull in. I haven't found my crochet hooks yet. I gotta find my crochet hooks so I can pull the threads back into the seam allowance. But this is
Gosh,
to keep the baby's fingernails from scratching themselves. And I finished the dinosaur
Ah, how cute.
super romper thing.
Oh my gosh.
And we have
This
a
is
little,
better than the Target baby section.
and then I made a kind of a bonus hat that was left over from some of this stuff. And I got my sister-in-law was bringing up some stuff for Dave. Her husband goes through clothes and Dave gets kind of he's the first stop before Goodwill. So he had a gorgeous Milano wool sweater and it had moth holes in it. So I cut it up and I made a little baby sweater
Baby
out of it.
sweater.
Oh my
That's
God.
the cutest thing ever.
That's wonderful.
Is it harder to sew little people's clothes?
No, I
No?
mean, some places it might be a little bit tighter, in cuffs and things like that, but it's really not any harder. It's quick, because you just kind of a lot shorter seams. But of course, the thing with a bigger house, I bought some brown ribbon to finish the edge for the buttons, and somewhere between the car and here, I've lost track of it.
Because how many square feet do you have now?
Well, now we have about just for the first floor in this room, I think it's just close to 3,000 feet.
And
No,
and how
20
big was
It's 2,200. I take that back because then when you add the basement, it goes up. But yeah,
how big was the
22.
park model?
that was 100. That was 400. Yeah. So we went from 100 in the camper to 400 to now 2,200.
Amazing. Have you guys lost each other yet?
Well, fortunately, because where the stairwell is and if doors are open, we can usually hear each other. But the cat, we have definitely lost track of the cat a couple of times. But I mean, she's always been in the house. It's just like, what closet is she hiding in? What, behind what boxes? I've got my cubbies up here and she's like, oh yeah, I remember these. And she crawls into them and, you know,
Mhm.
so then it's like where it, you know, you have to remember all the places that the cat hides to see if, you know, where she is and whether she's doing okay or not. So, yeah.
And they're so smart. They can find hidey spots you didn't know you had.
Right. Yeah. So, but yeah, so that's the only downside is I have misplaced my spool of ribbon, so I can't finish this yet. But yep. So today is going to be maybe unpacking and tracking some fabric so I can figure out what my next sew is going to be, whether it's baby or for me.
Exciting. Do your days feel totally different now?
No, because we still have, I mean, I still trying to use my planner and plan my day so that I've got, because otherwise, you know, the day gets away from you. So there's a balance of gotta do's for the house and then sewing time. So,
Okay.
but right now they've tore up our driveway to put in the wall so they can put in the permanent driveway. And so I feel almost like we're stuck in the house because it's been raining for 3 days and it's just mud city from here to the car. I mean, I put on my garden shoes because the only things I'm willing to sacrifice to the mud. And I had mud like 2 inches all the way around the outside of my shoe that was just like snowshoes was sticking with me. The bottom of my shoe had like an inch of mud on it. I was like,
Oh.
yeah. So
Monsoon season, right?
yes, it is monsoon season and we're having a monsoon this year. So we're all really happy about that, but I can't wait till this driveway goes in so I can leave the house in a pair of proper shoes.
Oh, wow, you need galoshes.
Well, I have my wellies, but I was like, I'm not wearing the wellies to the grocery store. Sorry.
Oh. Well, maybe you could change, like changing. the
I
color.
take a pair of shoes in the car with me for these guys because you can't take wellies off in the car, you know, and I mean, they've got mud on them. So the garden clogs, I can just kick those off, leave them in the car, put on proper shoes and then head into wherever I have to go. But I mean, it gets heavy. I mean, I'd probably add almost a pound of mud to each shoe as I'm walking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, exciting stuff. Okay, let's see how Miss Cheryl's doing. She's had her breakfast.
Yes.
What's happening at your place, Cheryl?
Not a whole lot. Let's see. I had a tooth extracted on Friday. That's why I didn't say
Sure.
hi to anybody.
Oh, Cheryl.
And I'm starting to feel a little better
Hmm.
because yesterday I went and cut out one of my my shirts that I'm making with the lace top. The lace sleeves and the yoke is lace, I guess.
Ready.
And I finished my white pants. They came out really nice, and I wore them a week ago Sunday, but they're not ironed. So let's see. That's about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. Nothing too tragic.
No,
You want to keep
No.
it like that.
it'll be better.
So the new look is serving you well.
Pardon me.
The new look, it's serving you well.
Oh,
What did the dentist say?
well, I didn't have my regular dentist because I was
Oh.
supposed to go to him today, but I got in a lot of pain, so I had someone else. But I told her a story and she was like horrified. She says,
Oh,
when I
no.
was very young, I had to have a wisdom tooth out and I went to the dentist. I was like a size 7 then. And he's trying to get this tooth out of my mouth that doesn't want to come out. And he lifted me right up off the chair
Oh,
just with my tooth.
oh,
I
terrible.
couldn't believe it and he couldn't believe it.
Oh, no. You must have been really stiff with fear.
I was. Yeah. But this wasn't anything like that. I hardly felt anything, and she was fantastic. Of course, she's a woman.
Mhm. Aren't you so grateful for dentists though? Because that's the kind of pain you can't live
Oh,
with very
yeah.
long.
Dentists and people who help you with your ears.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
earaches are awful. So
terrible,
yeah.
terrible. Okay.
Yeah.
Kim, are you there? We can't see you. Maybe she's on a break. How about you, Cindy? That's a pretty top you have.
Oh, it's something. I just got in from a walk. We're having effects from the fires out west here in the.
Mm.
It's better today, but it's been very hazy, cloud cover, just as hot. It's still 85 degrees and 100% humidity. You don't smell it, but they say our air quality is really bad, and of course we've been out. But I want to thank Doreen because I set myself up a whiteboard. And
I got one too, Doreen, from that. That was a
because
good.
I have
tip.
all these things going in my head, so I go by there. I can either wipe it off or put it, at least I'm
Oh.
keeping it organized.
That- it
And I
is-
think it was Cheryl that was talking about the freezer paper piecing. Was it Cheryl? Oh no, somebody on this group.
Who did? Who was talking about freezer
Gay was
paper
telling us that,
piecing?
wasn't she?
Who was it?
Gay.
Yes.
Oh, it was Gay. Well,
Okay. Oh.
I started looking at that, and I might try a quilt. I said I'm never going to quilt because I've got so many lovely quilts that were given to me, my mother and mother-in-law. But that you could get a little sample pack for. It's free. You just pay shipping. So I ordered a little sample pack to just try it, and I found a pattern I really, really liked. I'd like to make a wall hanging, but we'll see how the sample pack goes. But I've been working on this, and there again, Doreen inspired me to go to Walmart to get fabric because it's not very expensive and it don't come out. It don't matter. But this is a overall,
That's
Really
cute.
and it's knit. And I think it was Doreen. Were you talking about the weird pockets last week? Who was doing something that said the pockets were kind of weird?
Was that
Lynn.
Lynn? Lynn was working on a weird pocket.
Okay, well, I took her weird pocket idea because I made the pockets bigger so I can put my phone in them because you got to have your phone. And the pockets, were just loose sewn in. Well, instead of I still, did the pocket like you would normally. Just
Yeah.
then I went back and top stitched it down in the
Yeah.
front to give it more stability.
That's Walmart fabric? It's
Yeah, it's
beautiful.
French terry. It's a pain to work with. Well, I got it. I thought this was the right side. And then I
Mhm.
got it home. I like this side better.
Yeah.
And it really slips. I used when I was doing the basting, I used a lot of basting tape and pins so I could make sure it stayed. And
So Cindy, are you mainly concerned about having your phone safely in your pocket?
I'm mainly concerned, I think the pocket's deep enough for the phone. I'm just concerned about since it's knit, it's gonna distort it something terrible because I got an older iPhone, it's big.
Yeah.
So
Well, and
I made
the
the
top
pocket with-
stitching makes
Hang
the
on.
stuff more like stable, keeps it where
Right.
it's supposed to be. Yeah.
So I thought if I sewed it to the front like this, it's still 2 layers.
Mhm.
It would give it a little more stability than just hanging loose in there.
Um,
And,
Well, I kind of, Cindy, because I was at an event all weekend and we kind of were talking between a few of us about, I wasn't thinking so much about the stability of the phone. I was thinking more about having the phone and just having it stay in the pocket. And so what we cut down to is I'm going to try a very simple approach, which is to go and look at a small size of a men's shorts.
yeah,
I'm just going to try it just to see, because the men's shorts, because Dave, my husband, he said my phone fell out when I was getting up one time. He says it literally, he was watching it just to make sure that I wasn't watching it, but he was just to see if my phone was going to fall out of my pockets. And it did. It fell right out. And so he kept it. And then when I came back, he goes, "Oh, I got your phone here," because it fell right out. And so I said, "Okay, so what do I got to do here?" Since my pocket obviously wasn't doing it. And so he kind of took his, it was the first time I really looked at the men's, how they build the pockets. And so I said, first of all, I'm going to go and look at the men's shorts to see how their pockets are really built. I mean, I can go look upstairs and look at his shorts too to see what they're built, but maybe I can buy, if I like them, I can buy a smaller size of the guys and maybe it'll fit me. But I think that if we just build the pockets so that they're deeper,
Yeah, this one I've added,
deeper.
well,
and
I even took my pattern and slashed it and I added about
Is that
that
what
much.
you're doing? Cindy, is that what you're doing? Is you're doing
That's-
the deeper and
I
smaller?
made it deeper. I laid my phone out actually. And I've already put my pattern away, but I slashed the pocket pattern and expanded it about that much.
Oh,
Yeah. And then to give it stability, I did like you did after I sewed it. I actually have two pieces here. Well, actually, see, this is double here. I actually sewed it, top stitched it around the top, just so it's not loose in there and stretching out. Because this is pretty stretchy and I don't know how it's going to hold up. But
Nice.
and things I didn't do, I didn't add all the little pockets. I didn't want back pockets, patch pockets on it. And then the top, here it is, it's done. The bib part, I didn't want a pocket up here. I don't need a pocket on my chest. I need a pocket for my phone. So that's what I've done. And they have two versions. One of them, well, it has a knit cuff, like a sweater cuff. I didn't want that. I just want pants. And then they had two different backs. You can't see it here. But the one I did, it's just a plain back. It's just sewn on. Got it here. The other one had a waistband and the straps went down. You didn't deal with all that. So that's just my back.
Cute.
I have a pair of overalls I bought from a street vendor. Okay, Covent Garden back in the 90s. And I love those overalls. And they're not knit. And when I bought them, I told the man, I said, my hotel's right there. I'm going to go try them on. They don't fit. I'm going to bring them back. And he was trying to get me to get a bigger size. And I thought, no, I want them. I don't want huge. They were perfect. So I actually took these overalls out because they don't have hardly any seams, but I love them. And I laid them out on the pattern. So they're basically the same size that, and they aren't even knit. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. It's going to work. Putting in all these stretch stitches, there's no ripping out. You know, it is. But also out of this fabric, I had enough to cut out a 3/4 length top. I mean, we're looking at $6 worth of fabric. And I washed it. And on that one, for the yoke, I used the fuzzy side of the French terry. But for the rest of it, I'm using just the other side because I read you could use either side.
Yeah.
But that's cut out too. So I had some real good sewing mojo yesterday, but it really hurts my back to sew very long.
Oh, that's sad. Cindy, did you know about the monthly quote meetings that we have with Tina? If you're going to start quilting, you might enjoy that.
Well, let me see. I hadn't started yet. And
Okay.
this is finding time. I really enjoyed the painting fabric. That was so informative. I mean, we used to paint on jeans back 50 years ago.
Yeah.
And they had an acrylic paint and it was fun. And I just but she has taken it so much further. That was a really, and it worked out at the time. I rushed in. I don't even know if I got a shower. I came in, I got to watch this.
Oh, yeah, Karen's awesome. I'm hoping she'll come back and work with us some more.
But I'll keep the quilting in mind. I haven't started. I've done, a little bit here and there, but it's not a passion. I did finish my great grandmother's quilt and by hand in a hoop.
Wow.
That was a labor of love. It took me a month, which I thought it'd take longer than that because I would work every night just what I could get in that hoop. And I was very pleased with that. And my granddaughter's very interested in it.
That's cute.
This is a piece of paper piecing I did for my daughter long time ago. She was
Oh
probably
my
years
gosh,
ago.
Casey. Wow. And you still have it.
I just unearthed it as I was unpacking. I was like, yeah. So, but I mean, look at how complicated those tulips are. It was a piece of
Yeah.
paper. It was
Did
just
you do
whipped
it by
together.
hand? Did you hand piece that? You did
Nope.
on a machine that tiny.
Yep. And it works. I mean, that paper piecing stuff is just fabulous.
I was
Yeah.
watching all these videos and they've got this paper you can buy that you can, and it's got a sticky back and you
Yeah.
run it, you run it through your your printer.
Mhm.
And then you've got your all the sizes and everything and it sticks and you don't have, oh, Cheryl's shaking her head. Is it good, Cheryl? Is it great, Cheryl? I didn't buy it.
I haven't used it, but I've seen it. Yes.
I got it kind of on a tab on my computer, but I thought, let me get this little kit done and see how I like it. Because and when I get brave enough that I think I'm gonna do it, I'll show you the pattern because you're gonna think I'm nuts. But I don't make anything simple.
Where do we order a free kit?
Oh, I will find it and get back with you because I can't remember, but I can find it.
Okay, because that'd be fun.
There you go, Andrea, buying more kits.
Well,
no,
this
I'm
one you
not,
got
I'm
two. It's the
Kim,
teach
I'm
you how
doing
to do.
so good. I haven't
this
bought
one-
anything.
This is
No,
actually
remember
the
you were
English.
buying that other quilt.
Well, this is actually.
Oh,
the
that was
English.
just a pattern. I have all the fabric. You didn't say we're not allowed to buy a pattern. Did you?
I know
No.
this you don't buy. They send you the little sample with the paper and the pattern. It's just to make a little hexagon thing, just to see if you like it. And
Yeah,
you get two for $3.68 shipping. So let me find it and I'll put it on the chat as soon as I find it.
Okay, thank you, Cindy.
Thank
Okay,
you.
let's check in down there with Troublemaker Kim.
Kim, your hair looks very pretty.
Yes, it does.
I finished my pants,
Yay.
so those
Do
are
you like
done.
them?
I do like them.
Good.
Let me show them to you.
You got
Ooh,
it, honey?
A little bit.
Oh, you look nice.
those are fun,
Very
Kim.
Oh,
I didn't think
pretty.
about using the checks, but those are cute.
They were so
Right.
easy that it was almost scary. It was like, oh my God, I'm done.
That looks really good. And the
And the
bow
bow wasn't too
too.
bad.
It's not, the bow's not too much. It's
No,
nice.
it wasn't. And you just tack it on and tie it up.
Do you have
I-
the pattern there, Kim?
Yeah, it's really, really easy. It's learn to sew for fun.
Oh, well, that's what we
Cute.
need.
Is that the paper bag
79.42.
place?
And like I said, she's just got them rolled up because they don't have to be rolled up. They're long. They're long
Yeah.
pants.
Nice.
But yeah, it was really easy and I'd do it again. I'd do it again.
That's the first time I think I've heard you say that about a pattern.
Mm.
Oh no, I do. Most of the patterns I have, I would do again.
Oh, good. Make sure you tell us the ones there's no way you would do it again.
I don't know about those PDF patterns, but
They're hard. Yeah. But you made it through.
so now I'm just trying to decide what I want to make next. That's kind of, I looked at a lot of fashion shows this weekend.
Did you get any great feel for what fall fashion is going to look like?
It's a lot of wide leg pants,
Okay.
oversized blazers,
Okay. That could be fun.
metallics.
I saw shoulder pads are back again.
The revenge
Yes.
of the 90s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 80s.
90s?
Shoulder pads were the 80s.
80s and 90s, yeah.
Yeah, metallics are back, leathers. It really didn't seem like it was much of a change than what we already have. It really didn't.
Okay. Well, any colors in particular?
I saw, well, of course you see a lot of black, a lot of gray, teal. I'm trying to think. I didn't really see a whole lot. I saw a lot of champagne.
Mm.
No, not really.
Is it the oversized blazer with jeans and a t-shirt? Because that's a good look.
It was just that people, like this one lady was saying that she went to a thrift store and just got a man's blazer. And that's basically what she did.
Oh.
And they have like sleeves, extended sleeves are big. So sleeves that go over the hand.
Pretty.
Oh.
I I might be able to buy ready wear again because the sleeves will be long enough. Woo!
Yeah. Same situation here. I'm like, yay,
Oh.
sleeves.
I won't be able to
Yeah.
roll them like everyone else will be, but my wrists will be covered.
But yeah, so they were saying, if it's between your hand, then that's great.
Ooh, that is long.
Yeah.
Wow. I wonder if you
Yeah.
guys will ever make blazers on Tuesdays. Did you pick jackets as one of your things?
I haven't heard her say anything.
Not
She
yet?
usually doesn't talk a whole lot.
You guys talk? I hope
No.
somebody's talking.
Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot of
It's a
conversation
little bit
going
more
on.
quiet at times, though, I think. It's a
What's that,
quieter.
Doreen?
I think at times it is just quiet.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. It's real quiet.
It's a lot
Oh.
different.
oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. We can talk today. Anyways, I would like to learn to make a blazer, but that seems like a very advanced project to me. Like you would need a lot of skills.
Well, you
Anybody-
could do
Online blazers.
Yeah, you could do an online blazer with a fairly like a shawl collar or something, and you could go fairly simple as a.
Mhm.
But if you're going to do a notch collar and all the underpinnings to keep it stable, that's a 2-month project.
2 months? Wow.
When I even sewed a lot, I never could get into, I never felt like my blazers were crisp enough. I did go with the shawl collar, but my mother could
You'll be
make them
fine, you'll do good.
amazing. And she didn't have any kind of special sewing machine. She just had this knack for tailoring, and I just don't have it.
You made your own suits or no, Dara? Did you make suits?
I've made jackets, like real lines, shoulder, all the understitching, pad stitching.
Mm.
I wouldn't do it anymore because it really only works well with wools. Like all those details, there's so much hand stitching and stuff that goes in there. You can't do it with modern fabrics because there's no way to do the layering of the stitching.
Mm.
And everything, like all the shoulder pads and everything, show through the thinner fabric. So if you want to make one of those like sports coat kind of blazers, you really need to work with like a boucle or a wool, something with some volume to it and thickness.
Mhm.
But wouldn't do it again. Wouldn't do it anymore now. I mean, I would wear stuff like that, but it's just time consuming. Probably take me a week of everyday sewing to make something like that. And if I don't get something done in a day or two, I'm tired of it.
Yeah, that's the problem. I get bored after a few days.
Yeah, I did online jackets. I didn't do the line jackets.
And there's some really nice, if you're interested in doing it, look through the books in the like learn to sew sections, choose one of those, start there with the thing where they're going to give you more instruction and they're going to be easier construction. Do not start with like, a Claire, what's her name?
Claire Schaefer.
Schaefer, yeah. There's some beautiful blazers in some of the books, but some of them have like 30 pieces to them. You'll just drive yourself nuts.
Yeah.
Wow. Gosh. Okay, let's see. How about you, Suzette?
I finished as much as I'm gonna do on these pants.
Can you wear them first?
Yeah, they do fit. They do fit, and I should have known better. I don't like the pleats in the front. And it sits below the waist, which I don't like, but I did learn how to do all the different techniques, but I don't like the pattern itself.
Oh.
But I just use this fabric
Oh,
anyway.
that's fun.
That's
Okay, hold
cute.
them up.
Hold the pattern and the pants up.
This is the pattern.
Oh, okay. All right.
It says amazing fit.
So you don't plan to wear them?
I might wear them. I don't know. They're good enough to wear. I mean, I didn't put the button on or hem them, but everything else is done.
Suzette, what don't you like about the pleats? Just that they're there, or
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't need pleats in that area.
sometimes
Too
you can
puffy.
top stitch along where the fabric is doubled for the pleat, just top stitch it down so that it doesn't poof open,
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
and you might like it better then.
I might try that. And I wasn't perfect here with the,
Oh, that's pretty.
They're nice,
They're
Suzette.
You did a good job.
shoes and
Nice.
That's impressive.
Well, if you don't like them, send them to me because I like it.
Those are
Yeah.
fun.
so I could just top stitch this down.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
don't mess up your pockets, right? Are there pockets?
Yeah, there's pockets here.
Yeah, don't stitch your
Yeah.
pockets closed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can go through, yeah, just get it so that you're not going through that layer. And if you don't like how your zipper lays, try putting, is it a button closure at the
Yes.
waistband? Just move your button over a little bit so that it kind of pulls that top of the fly over so you don't see. With that pattern, no one but you is going to see that it's not.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
never done this
fine.
before, so at least I know how to do that now.
I'm
did a
impressed.
good
Let's see the
job.
back. Turn them
Different
around.
waistband that I wanted to try.
It's
And then it
very
has
nice.
this,
Nice.
No way, Suzette.
Wow, look at you.
Crazy.
You.
Yeah, this is
I didn't
amazing.
I didn't hem them yet or
I
anything.
am so impressed with you.
Yeah,
I
that's
know
a
how to do that.
massive undertaking.
Great job.
Well, I mean, this lady does bags. I mean, there's all sorts of complicated things on that. So I'm not surprised. I'm
Not
No,
surprised.
not surprised. Looks great
Those are
though.
There's
beautiful.
not a bag as complicated as this.
These pants.
Well, and there's a trick you can do to get your zippers to be better when you're putting that the zipper in on the side that doesn't have the overlap. I'm trying to figure out how to say that. You just offset it a little bit. They usually want you to put the zipper in with a 5/8 inch seam. If you just go over a little bit more, then it's going to overlap and you're never going to see the edge of the zipper. So
Okay.
they give you instructions that in a perfect world work, but in reality don't work for most people. You just have to give yourself like another 1/8 of an inch there. And so all you're really doing is, instead of lining that zipper up with the 5/8 inch seam, you're shifting it over a little bit more so it's under the overlap completely.
Somebody was saying that Sandy Bertzina has a YouTube or something on how to do it so that it's offset a little bit more, because she has a method where she tucks it in further so that you don't see it when you put it on.
Yeah.
Suzette,
I have a whole
you
thing
take-
that I teach in our local ASG things. I've done so many zippers, like I have like a whole, I've written it up and I did samples for every step to show people how to do it because it's not that complicated. You're just shifting a little bit.
Well, I was happy with this, just being able to follow the instructions myself. I mean, it's not perfect, but it came out better than I thought it would.
Mhm.
And then when you don't know how the construction's gonna go, and then you're trying to figure out directions when they're not as specific as I would like them to be, I'm pretty happy with it. But if I made it again, I would like them, I would want to add a little more height to,
To the waist.
I
band.
like it sitting at my waist, not below my waist.
Mm.
So I'd have to figure that out. But I do like them.
Maybe you would add, like Dara had told me about my pants, to take away at the middle, where you would add maybe to your
Yeah.
pad.
Exact same thing. Just cut every single piece, everything, the zipper facing, the pockets, everything cut across at the same line and add in however much you want and do it 2 or 3 inches below the waistband so that you can smooth it in nicely so that it comes to the right place. Because it's hard to
And
just
then-
stick it on top.
Could you, like on the pattern, cut out the pleats? Like,
It's kind of hard if the pattern has pleats to eliminate them. Sometimes you can make them into darts to get them out of there, but it's better if you just want a flat front, it would be
Just-
better to find a pattern that's a flat front.
yeah. Because the back has dart.
So what you do is if you find another pattern, you can fold those pleats out and lay the other pattern on top to make sure that it's fairly similar.
Mm.
And then you'll be in the ballpark.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to sew these, top stitch these pleats. I mean, they
Yeah,
are good enough. They are good enough to wear.
Don't
Mhm.
stitch them down too far. I had pleats on my pants too, and it was maybe an inch. I sewed them down.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Baste them and decide where you want them, like baste them
Yeah.
all the way and then take some of the stitches out if it's too long. And then once
Good
you get
idea.
it where you want it, then sew it with regular top stitching.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Dangerously and pin them and try not to poke yourself while you're trying them on.
So that's that.
What's next for you?
I want to make Ara's top.
You
That's
haven't
been-
made it yet? You're gonna love that.
Well, I would have made it already, but I was out doing so much for the last couple of weeks.
Mm.
Okay.
And I've got to clean up my mess from all of this.
Yeah,
The pattern from these pants.
that Galleria fabric works really nice with that pattern.
Did you do it as is, or did you have to change any of it?
And I did it exactly as is.
Oh,
Oh,
it's so pretty.
cute.
Yep, I got tons of compliments. It fits perfect. I was like, wow, a custom t-shirt.
It's like the magic traveling t-shirt instead of the magic pants.
Yeah, and I was wearing your mask. It was like a full combo.
Oh, did you match the mask? Is that what you did?
Well, it was a pretty fabric. It wasn't matchy, but it coordinated with the
Ah,
shirt.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, it's all Dara, but I've said it before, but it's worth saying every single time. That mask made wearing a mask bearable.
Oh,
I'm so
next
We
month,
won't go back there.
next month, I think we're doing cycling or
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Can you share that mask pattern? Because I wasn't part of your group at the
It's
time.
it's on the Element 3 blog. If
Okay.
you go through, I don't know that they have a search bar on there. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna I'll look for the post for you right now, Cindy, and put it in the chat because
Okay,
I don't
and
think we've
everybody, I
ever
put the link to the free little quilts. If you want to practice paper piecing, it's in the chat.
oh, thank you,
Thank you,
Cindy.
Cindy.
You
Okay, let's
go ahead and get two because it doesn't cost any more to get two than it does one.
So Suzette, you're gonna try this shirt. You're gonna love that. Like Dara's right. You can make this shirt in like hour and a half, and you got a shirt.
yeah.
Easy,
And then I
easy.
have a stack of things I want to fix the waistband on or try to alter things I have already that I don't wear because they don't fit right.
Oh,
Yeah,
What was the name of that shirt again?
Dara's shirt.
I get all these, I get done, I have a whole pad of notes and I have to go back and look all this
I
stuff.
know. So this is a shirt that Dara perfected, and then out of the goodness of her heart, she traced the pattern for Suzette, who then foolishly offered to trace the pattern for other people. And
yeah.
then Usha helped her. And it's like kind of like a gypsy shirt now. It's making its way around the planet. Do you all remember when Pinterest was brand new and you had to have someone give you, like, someone invite you to participate in it? That's what this shirt reminds me of.
You did?
No,
Yeah,
I've never.
not everyone could get in. I remember begging a friend to please, she was already in, to please send me the whatever you needed to get in. And she's like, well, next time I'm at my computer, I'm not there. I'm like,
Wow.
okay, let's check in with Usha while I look for.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Usha.
Usha. Thank you.
You
for the
look so relaxed, Usha.
I'm not. I'm just looking, but I'm working from 6 a.m.
Oh,
Hmm.
oh,
Yeah.
that's early.
Yeah, there is some incident, so I was pulled up from bed.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
That's okay. That's my work life.
Yeah.
You
I got
still have-
used to.
Have you sewn that much at all then? Much quilting or anything?
I did in the weekend. I actually finished the hemming part and all that the last Friday, which the dress which I showed it. So I finished and gave it to my friend. So she is happy.
I bet
Um,
she is.
Yes, started another, the one which is on my long arm machine, set up there for months, and I didn't even stepping into that room at all. So I went there with force on Saturday, I guess. I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. So hopefully, hey, so hopefully
Oh,
I'll get to finish it by Friday so I can show it to you guys. We'll see. And after Andrea teasing everybody with Dora's pattern, and I follow her on Instagram, I was like, I wanted to cut that, and I have the similar color combination of the fabric, the multicolor one,
yeah.
which I was saving for such a long time by now to use it for my best fit pattern.
Uh-huh.
Somebody gifted me that. As soon as they saw the fabric, they were like, Usha's name all over it. I had to give to her, and then she gave me. So really, it's tempting, but compliments to Dora for her engineered brain for
Mhm.
designing those, because not only just me for the at the mask pattern she provided, we all voted it. We all had the good times over it, but I never imagined that my sons would love it. But when my son visited me, he got one of her pattern which I made. He really liked it, and I thought he just going to wear it and leave it. Normally, that's what they do. If I buy any shirt, they wear it for me, and then they just leave it back here. So, you know. So I thought he's going to leave it, but he took it. He said, like, I asked him, "Are you taking it?" And he said, "Yeah, I'm taking it." So that's a good feeling. Oh, finally, my sons can use some project which I made, other than the quilt which I made for them. So yeah, and definitely I'll try to make. No, I picked my shorts pattern, but I did not cut it yet. We'll see how many hats I can wear, and we'll see. I'm not on call this week, so hopefully I'll get some sewing time by weekend. Monday is starting with an incident is not good, so it will drag until Wednesday, the chaotic environment, you know. Yeah.
Well, the shorts and the t-shirt are a perfect combination.
Yeah, I think so.
Then you have a whole new outfit.
Yeah. Good. That's all I have. Just logged in to see all these happy faces so I can get through my day.
It is a nice way to start your Monday, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, let's see about Gay and her beautiful quilts.
That one's on hold for a while. This weekend, I took the wedding quilt and I decided it needed to be washed because I had on my orange half circles, there were little black pencil dots where I had to sew the curves, so I wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
So I took Just Dawn and a toothbrush and I literally scrubbed all the little dots and then I put it in the wash. But the quilt looks so totally different after you've washed it. I'll show you.
Is it good or bad?
Well, people like that look.
It gives texture.
I think it's
so-
good.
Yeah, I like it too after wash. But Andrea, if you want to see the detail of quilting, that is before the wash. But if you want to see the beauty of the quilting, then it's after the wash.
Yeah, I
Okay.
love them washed. I think it's nice.
Okay. I'm trying to see which way the flipping of this thing is. Where? No, I gotta go this way. Sorry, guys. Where is it? It's my cover that's creating a problem here.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just like me. Don't look. You get motivated.
You see,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it looks
That's
much more
beautiful.
crinkly.
Yeah,
I like that.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. See, and I wash them and then I press them afterwards. So it's kind of like half and half when it's done.
Yeah.
It still
Uh-huh.
looks crisp and new, but you get that quilty look
But all
too.
my black dots came out, which was really, really good.
Oh, good.
Good,
That
yeah.
is.
That's
Well, and
amazing.
Beautiful.
And then
nothing
I started
blended.
working over here. This is all free motion
Is
quilting.
this on the machine? Is
This
this?
is on my machine, yes.
Oh, you're
Is
over
that-
there. Yeah.
Is that programmed in or do you do that yourself?
That's by myself.
Oh,
Nice.
That's
And then
very
this,
good.
I was practicing with rulers over here.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one up here is just a design that I just fit in. And I want to say over here, there was another design that I just kind of filled in. So this is just going to be a quilt of just playing with between
Mhm.
rulers, free motion, and the computer, and see what we're going to get.
It's really
Oh, that's
hard.
okay.
It's really hard doing those little twirly circle things because I get
The-
too
the
many
stipple?
angles. I get
This
too
one?
many angles instead of curves. Yeah.
The stippling?
No, actually, people think that is hard, but that's actually is like very easy and very like, refreshing because you just go with however your mind is telling you, like it's
Right.
so
Yeah.
free.
That might be
It's
the
not-
problem because I've
angles.
got more angles on mine when I do it.
Too.
I figured it out. I call it tippling while stippling. Add a glass of wine and they come out much smoother.
The only
A
thing-
little wine, Casey, is that you said?
The only thing.
I think
Usha,
Usha
maybe you
drinks
know
wine
this.
and quilts.
I'll
Maybe
have to
Usha
try
knows this
that.
answer.
Yeah.
Every time, Usha, I'm getting an area where I'm dragging right in
Uh-huh.
this area, and I don't know why. I can't see anything on my wheels. I can't see anything on my carriage. But it was almost like it was getting stuck. And now
Your
it's-
encoders, you have to check your encoders.
I'm on. And my
Like-
encoders?
Yeah, so the connection of the encoders, if they are the cable at that distance, if it is getting stuck, it is losing the connection. So you really need to like unplug the encoders cable and plug it back again and see if they are like stucking when you are moving the carriage that far. You have to
But
bend
I'm
down and
moving
then.
the carriage. though. Oh, 1 second, my doorbell rang. I'll be right back.
Okay, Kay. All right, let's check in with, who haven't we talked to? Let's see. Lynn, you've been in and out. Everything okay? You're. Oh, we can't hear you, Lynn.
Internet problems
go.
again. Same old problem. I can't.
You're just getting kicked off?
Well, I couldn't get in at all, so I had to restart the computer. They didn't show up for their appointment on Friday. They gave us a $30 credit. They said they'd be here Saturday. They didn't show up. They said they'd be here today, but there's no time. When I went online, it says there's no appointment scheduled. I'm like, oh, fabulous.
No. Oh.
I think they put you on a server which they have a problem. So you have to ask them like, change me into some other group or some other domain or something like that, because your IP address will keep going down. That's why you're having these problems.
I guess, I don't know. You can tell them whatever you want. They do whatever they want, which is nothing.
Change if you wanted to try, but if you can, change the service plan, what you have with them. That sometimes it puts you into a different bucket.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And Lynn, like in the most like complex, frustrating situations, I've learned if you keep gathering information, you assume they know what they're doing, but a lot of times they don't.
They don't.
And if you gather enough expert information, then it like triggers like the next question, right?
Level.
Yeah. Yeah, I just recently went through this at the church with the dry fire suppression system, which I should know nothing about. Okay. I don't need to know anything about that. And now I know a lot about it, but I got the problem solved for them because I trusted people knew, but
They
they
don't know
did,
their job. Mhm.
they didn't know. I don't even know how they do their job.
I know, I've got a list of case numbers.
And
Mhm.
do you have online login for that service, Lynn?
Well, we do if the service is up. You know, if there is no service, you can't log in. That's another issue.
Mm.
So you have to do it on the phone or call them up. You know, I have it on my phone. It's Xfinity, the app.
Oh, it's Comcast Xfinity.
Mm. So on it goes. We do our best.
Oh, no.
Try to add HBO or Stars or something, then they'll put you in a faster streaming
Who
bucket. So
knows?
Do your
Yeah, I don't-
neighbors have the same problem?
Well, I mean, one's away in Maine for another month, and the one across the street they're rebuilding, and the one next door changed to AT&T, and then we have a new
Ah.
neighbor that just finished. I don't know what they have.
no, because Xfinity is in that role, like everyone coming into that pipe is sharing. So if you
Yes.
have a problem, they will have some
Have
problem.
a
Or
problem
if your
too.
neighbor is, draining all the power, then you will have a problem.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
gosh.
Well, I don't know. Anyway,
Can you
there's
get
one neighbor I haven't
Verizon?
asked.
Can you get Verizon? They've been really good for us.
I don't know. I know we have Verizon phones, but I've never looked at their internet service.
You should shop for the local internet service providers other than Xfinity.
Yeah.
They are like, super better and lesser prices these days.
Yeah, that's what
Because-
the, I'll ask about that because I know our neighbors have changed. I didn't even know Verizon did internet.
Mhm.
But they are expensive. Verizon is a little bit expensive.
Well, everything's expensive. That's Lucy snoring.
So I don't know if it varies by like geographic region. Everything up here is expensive, but for what they told me is the fastest internet in the land, it's 150 a month. So I don't know
The
what that means.
Verizon has the highest capacity, and you can have the Verizon network even in the national parks where other services cannot get in. So your phone still works. That kind
Wow.
of powerful networking they do have. The towers and all. Their service is best, but as it's like for that 150, the similar service which provided by AT&T, maybe it's like $99. And
Wow.
some other, they are little more down. But for the, the home, the residential internet, these local service providers are good because like they acquire the services from the main one, but they monitor
Sure.
and manage according to their small group. So there is, you can just shop around and see.
Yes, I will.
If the best service provider is not giving you the best service, you go for whoever is available and so hungrily trying to get your account. Go there and then just try it. There is no problem, right?
Yeah, well, they make you stay on for a year or something, don't they? So.
Not these days. These days, like they were like, no contract kind of things available. And because they just need the customer base. That's what the one things. Just shop around and see your opportunities. That's it.
It's definitely time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like next time you're talking to somebody, say, if you guys can't get this fixed, I'm going elsewhere.
Right. And
That might
meantime,
help.
I'll look
don't
at
care.
elsewhere.
Casey, nowadays, like the customer support teams, they don't care. They said like, it's your
don't.
wish, madam. Like you do whatever you have to
Your
do.
wish,
Or
madam.
some people, they don't even courtesy, like they say it, like it's okay. Then that they cut the phone. So
Yeah, they
But
go,
you
oh,
can-
sorry.
You can try another one, and if they're not any better, then you go back to this one, and then you'll be a new customer, and you can get the
Maybe a
discount that
better
they won't
deal.
give you now.
Yeah, good point. Good
Oh
point.
my gosh. Hang in there, Lynn. Are you going to sell anything?
Oh, I'm still adjusting pockets. My black dress, my phone keeps on falling out of the pocket, so I got to bring the bottom up a little bit. And we went shopping on, what's it, Friday? Yes, Faye and all the ladies, we went shopping up north and we found a fabulous quilt shop. I don't know, they spent $400 and $500. I spent zero because
Each? That was a good day for that quilt shop.
they love to see us come in one car, the commuters.
Yeah, they did.
And my phone kept on flopping out of the pocket. So now the new dress that I just finished, remember this one was, I've got to sew up the pocket too, just to make sure I don't have my phone flopping out, because you can't carry a lot of bags in your phone.
No.
So I made a wonderful lunch. I left the house around 9:30 in the morning and we got home at almost 8 o'clock at night.
Oh, wow.
So they just don't quit. And we had our 3-hour lunch.
Good. Are you guys doing this every week now?
No, they were just taking their machine to be serviced. And mine, I had to mail back to Baby Lock. So that's in West Palm, and that's a good hour and a half. So I actually took my machine on Tuesday because I wanted them to get it mailed to Baby Lock before the weekend. And
Yeah.
Friday, they probably wouldn't do it for another week. So they all dropped all their machines off, and then we found this quilt shop I don't even know what city it was in, some place I've never heard of. So we drove another 45 minutes, and this quilt shop was just, and they don't sell sewing machines. I don't know how they stay in business with fabric only. And it was huge, everything you could possibly imagine. They must have had over 150 shades of every color.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Oh, that's just fun to look at.
It was, that's all, yeah, we did. And then we found an area where everybody went crazy. But I'm not sure, I'm busting my stash up and I'm doing the best I can. But I did buy something at Dave and Laura's. Where is it? I'm gonna make another sarong. So they were selling their rayon, oh, there go the needles. They were selling their rayon for $5 a yard to get rid of it, 'cause
Wow.
they're not carrying.
I love it.
Garment fabric anymore.
Oh, look at that.
So
I love that.
Me
I was gonna say that's Doreen style.
yeah.
What's the name of this store, Lynn?
Laura's Sewing and Quilting Shop in
I'll have to
West Palm Beach.
see if they
It's
have
Palm
everything.
Beach Gardens. So they wanted to get it all, and so he's measuring, he goes, well, that's almost 2 yards, let's give you the rest of the bolt. He just wanted to get rid of this stuff so bad.
Oh my
Laura.
God.
Yeah, and so one of the girls was having a birthday, so I spent $10, but I got 3 yards. And then they gave us $20 scissors as birthday gifts. Everybody got a birthday gift for showing up.
Wow.
Wow.
What
Oh
fun
my
you
God.
had.
We had a real good
You had a
time.
good time.
We always do.
Well, I hope they can help you with the internet, Lynn.
Thank you. I'm going to get on that this week. I've got a lot of open time.
Yeah, okay, good.
Thank you.
All right, let's bump back to Gay. She's back from the door. Okay, so we were talking about the quilt machine not behaving. Did you understand what Usha was saying?
I wasn't sure because it's when I'm doing free motion that I'm noticing it, not when I'm using the computer to, and I have my gears off when I'm free motion. So, but say it again, Usha, because the doorbell had rang and I thought my husband was going to get it. It's the oil service man. He's servicing our burner today to have it cleaned
See,
for winter again.
when you are pulling the handles, your carriage will go front and back or move whichever way, right? So the cables which are connected to your handles to the carriage, unplug them and plug them again if you can, if that is the way it is. And look at the wheels which are running on the carriage. If they have any dust particle or something around that place which is making you having a problem.
I have wiped all the wheels and I've wiped the carriage. So I know it's none of those things. I was kind of looking to see if one of the cords was getting caught when it was coming
very close to the front roller, but it didn't seem to be. And it seems to be a little less than it was, but it's still not quite where it is supposed
So
to be.
what happens is like when like a surge happened, sometimes like they get this malfunction thing when at certain areas it's nothing problem with the setup and all. So that's how my experience was. Like I had the similar issue at certain place only, like it was acting strange and it is dragging the stitch or something like that it is doing, or I have to force a lot around that area or stucking something. Those are all like happened. But then I came to know the unit got some electric malfunctioning inside of it, so they changed that particular part and it ran away. The second thing what was like the machine, when we align it, the frame, if it is little bit not on the straight line, that time the carriage when it is coming, it's not straight for it, it's like a little angle on that.
Yeah.
So check that. If you see everything is perfect, switch off the machine, switch off the carriage, switch off the power outlet, and try reboot everything back again one by one. And then
All right, I'll do that. But I mean, I only noticed it when I was getting very close to the bar in the front, and it was when I was trying to do the stippling. I said, oh, it feels tight right here. But I could move it, but it was tighter, harder to move.
It sounds to me like some cable was pulling
That's what I
tighter
looked
at that
for, and
level.
I couldn't see anything, but I'll look again. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So,
Anything else, Gabe?
not really. I mean, like I said, I stopped working because I wasn't sure when I was tugging on it a little bit. And like I said, I washed that one quilt and hung it out, and it looked really good. I was pleased that none of my pencil marks stayed.
And your grandson looks good and happy. He came in just to see what was going on.
Well, they were going to the boat today. It's a beautiful day here. So they were going to the boat. So
wonderful. And you get to stay home with the gas guy or the oil guy.
He's cleaning the oil burner today, so we won't have a problem this winter.
You'll be grateful to have that.
But it's going to be 90 here today. We did have rain yesterday, but we finally got like 3 days without rain. And then we had rain yesterday, and today it's beautiful again. So hopefully we're finished with all the rain that we've had. We've broken records up here this year.
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't had that much. Okay, let's see what Dara's working so intently on.
I am working ahead. I'm going to start on the upcycling project because I have so much work to do. I have been saving, here's some of them, old dress shirts of my husband's. He's been hanging in the laundry room for 5 years, 7 years. I don't know. He hasn't worn this brand in the longest time. So, and I was always thinking I would do one of those like upcycling blouses that people do. But I would never wear that. Never wear that. So I got this idea in my head. You know, Japanese boro that they do with the indigo fabric and all the stitching, similar to sashiko, only the stitching is less regular. Like anybody can do boro, and I'm going to do it on the machine. So I'm going to use all these Oxford cloths. And I'm gonna, my thought right now is that I'm gonna make kind of a like a bomber jacket. And kind of mix the like old style of quilting with new style of like jacket, with like do all the kinds of pockets that I like to do, like add all the modern detail and use like the older style quilting. So right now I'm just cutting the buttons off. I probably have about 15 shirts here. So I'm going to cut them up. And
so how are you doing it on machine, that boro stitch?
Boro is just kind of like raw edge where the pieces go on top of each other. So I'm just going to do all the stitching on the machine. Like I have lots of decorative stitches on my machine, so I'll just play around with it and do something that kind of looks like hand stitching. And I haven't quite figured out like how rustic I want it to look. Like, do I want to keep the plackets and just sew over them and leave them on there? Or do I want to go all the way down to the raw fabric? I don't know. I haven't gotten that far, but I've had this plan in my head since we started talking about upcycling, and now I can't do anything else. Like I was thinking I was going to make a skirt or a pair of pants, but this like project is like in my head now. So now I have to do this project.
So you're cutting the buttons now. So what next? What is the next step you're thinking about?
Then I'm going to have to like slice them up into sections, open up, take the sleeves off, open them up so I can get like the bulk of the fabric out of it. And I haven't decided like, do I want to salvage the cuffs? I don't really even have a concept if I have enough fabric here to do this yet. So, you know, I think I probably have enough. And I'm going to Oxford cloth. I'm not going to mix any other fabrics in.
What are you putting the patches on? Are you using?
I'm trying to decide. I have enough since I'm not buying any fabric because I've only used 5 yards since I started my thing. I have enough white flannel. I could do them on flannel, which would make it a little bit heavier. I'm afraid it's going to come out. I want it to be lightweight. I want it to be something like I could put on in the summer, you know, like in the fall when it starts to cool off.
Yeah.
So I'm either going to put it on muslin or on flannel.
Yeah.
And then I'm not going to do like heavily thick quilting. I don't want that kind of quilted jacket. I
you
just
can
want
use the double gauze fabric as your base fabric. It's so light.
I don't have any of that. And then I'd have to use 25 yards of fabric before I can get there.
And put us in the face.
What did you say for a base, Usha?
What double gauze?
What did you say for a base?
Double gauze.
Yeah.
I was in Walmart in the weekend. I picked a couple of fabrics. I was almost like, getting ready to the checkout. Then I suddenly remember, oh, we promised ourselves not to buy anything before that passed. And I left everything there.
You didn't even take back.
Dara,
I'm guessing I can't count any of this fabric.
How many yards are in those shirts?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, can I count those shirts as yardage? I don't think so.
They were in your stash, correct? They're basically part of your stash as fabric to be made into something.
Yeah.
My husband's not very
For
big.
6 years.
We vote for it. So
It's a
definitely like
1532, so like maybe a yard of fabric when I get it out.
Yeah. Let's see the colors. Hold them up so we can just see what colors she'll have real quick.
They're just usual. I have like, that blue and gray, and then there's lots of plaid. These are all chaps, Oxford cloth dress shirts that I used to have to iron every time I washed them. And we switched them to those fancy, expensive, now he wears the LL Bean no iron ones. Oh my God. They are truly no iron. No iron. They are fabulous. I have a couple of gray ones, more plaids. I have this, which I'm not a big fan of, but I'm going to use it because I think it needs variety. And then I have some peach.
Ooh.
And some yellow.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then I have one green one.
Oh yeah, you got a nice
You
selection.
got a nice assortment.
Well, I mean, and probably if I go in his closet, I might even find a couple of these still hanging in the back that since we switched them to the other ones, that's all he wears because it's so much nicer. The fit's better and everything.
Yeah.
he won't remember. Just go whenever you need it to go.
He would
That'll be the one
horrified if he saw me doing this. But literally, these have been hanging in the laundry room for like 7 years.
It's time. It's time.
Do you think he'll notice when the jacket's done? Like, that was my
Yeah,
shirt.
maybe not.
He'll notice at lunchtime when he's looking for his lunch. He'll come in here and he'll be like, "What are you doing with my shirts?" But
Yeah.
That's funny.
He's never gonna wear them again. He's never gonna like go back in time to thinking, and they're gross. Some of them, like the collars are like grimy. They're gross.
Yeah.
They're done.
Oh, gosh.
They are. I would feel bad giving them to Goodwill. That's how done they are.
Oh,
This is true.
So when
true,
he asked, you say, I'm
Crystal.
being environmentally friendly and using sustainable fabric practices.
He'd laugh at me if I said that.
And then he gives her $100 and says, go to the fabric store. But I can't. I took this challenge.
Dora, that top you were wearing is, you made it, right?
Yeah.
The top you were wearing.
A fabric.
those would look, those would look nice as patches on denim.
The shirts?
Yeah, yeah,
That's a good idea too.
I'm trying to keep it as lightweight and soft as
yeah,
possible.
yeah.
Because even though these are shirts that he wore for years, that Oxford cloth still has a lot of body to it. It's it's not going to drape. So, and there's so many overlapping pattern pieces and so much stitching, it makes like weight on its own.
That's
It
true.
makes bulk.
Yeah, it'd be too heavy, the denim.
I took one of those shirts and made my husband's shirt and made an apron, a cook's apron for my grandson.
That's cute.
And
Dara, how much base fabric you think you might need it when you are patching all this?
Well, I'm gonna do it. A friend of mine makes quilted jackets, and I've done lots of quilted jackets, and I usually make like yardage. I make like a big piece, and then I cut my pieces out. And she does hers where she just like makes a rough size of each piece that she needs, and then she does each piece, and then she serges around the edge and washes it, and then cuts out the pattern piece that she needs. And I'm
So
like, oh
maybe
my God,
around-
that's so much easier.
So maybe around 2 yards or something?
I'd have to look at I'm thinking I made that Vogue oversized bomber. It's not a true bomber. It doesn't have a raglan. It has like a set-in sleeve. I don't know if you remember it. I made it out of like blue and I quilted it. And that one probably takes about 2.5 yards. So, yeah. And then there's that whole like, when you do a kind of scrappy project, it's hard not to be choosing the same things over and over again. It's like really hard to be random for me. Like I really have to cut my pieces and then
put them in a bag.
Put them in a bag where I can't see them, and then pull them out and just use it, whether I want to use it or not.
Just trust the process.
That's hard.
Yeah. I got good at that. Because the fabric takes on a life of its own. When you start piecing it, it becomes its own thing.
I normally ask somebody else to hand me over the pieces, because if I go for the matching or a contrast, or my brain cannot help without working on that way. So I normally ask somebody else. I give the whole bunch to them and then say, you give whatever I just sew it, or I tell them if they can sew. You just make the basic panel and then I'll take it. That's how I can work. Otherwise, I cannot be in a different style that my brain can work. It's
hard when you get two, like if you just pull like 3 blue in a row, like now what? Like I can't put 3 blue together. Like I have to change it up.
Yeah, that would be the rule, that you can't do this exact same one next. But yeah, but don't judge if it works or not, as long as it's not the same one.
Right. And it's going to wind up like all over. Like if I don't plan it, like the sleeves are going to be different from each other. The back is going to be different from the front. Like that's kind of the whole point of the Japanese, the way they put the fabrics together. It's more about saving the fabric than it is about like making it be this special thing.
So what's the actual technique called again, Dara?
It's B-O-R-O, Boro.
Boro. Okay, cool. All right. Well, that's going to be amazing. And I can't wait to watch.
Yeah.
What's going to happen with that? I think the last person for us to visit with is Doreen. Did I miss anybody? Everybody got to share? Okay. What you got, Doreen?
I I mean, I'm done with these pants, but I don't have the seams all finished off. So it's, if you guys remember from last week, it's that guy over here. And with the double, where there's two pieces of elastic going around it.
Oh, yes.
And then there's this. Okay, now, because you can't see the pattern itself, it's not down to your ankle, not down to your ankles. So like I said, I have finished them, but I didn't, really serge off the bottom seam. So if I need to do something different, I can. So I don't know if I like, okay. You can't see. So,
Cute.
no.
Yeah.
So that's the double, that's okay. That's okay in the seam here. So you got, this is the cuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I like it in black.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Can you
almost,
fold it up a little? Like, you know how you cuff the cuff? Like fold up the cuff so it's not, yeah, no, not pull it up. Just fold the cuff up like a sweatshirt, but only
Like
on
half
to
of what it was.
itself. What's that, Dara?
You mean like just fold it in half so it's not
Yeah,
as wide?
yeah.
Less black showing.
huh?
No.
Doreen, just on the cuff itself, fold the cuff onto itself in half. So just make it narrower
Oh,
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
oh,
It's
Better,
more in
better.
That
proportion.
is definitely better.
It's more in proportion with the waistband.
Yeah.
Do you like that any better?
I do.
maybe I can, well, I mean, the whole, okay. So I can do this, or I can do it with this fabric itself, because I've got more of this. So I don't really know that I care. I'm not gonna wear this out that much. This is an at-home thing. So I think maybe I'll just leave it with, just cut that in half and call it quits.
I think it's better proportioned that way.
I think it's, yeah, I think so for me, for whatever reason, these that are this shorter, this whatever, the shorter, the capri style, whatever of this kind of thing with the cuffs on the bottom. I have bought a couple of other pairs and I found out I didn't like those on me that much either. I haven't worn them that much. So after making these, I'm going, for whatever reason, this style of pants, I just don't like on me. And I do not know why, but I'm going, I just don't, I'm not going, wow, I love them. This is exactly what I thought I'd be making, but I don't love them. So
I don't know if it was because I was traumatized as a teenager about my ankle showing. Remember, everybody's pants had a drag on the ground. I cannot wear capris. It just is one of those things where if it's either got to be above the knee or below the ankle. Anything in between, I start to shake.
what
I had that same problem, but I got over it.
No, I like the capri style, but I don't like the capri style with it like with the baggy. That's what I'm finding, because I wear leggings all the time with the capri style.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's kind of like you don't want to add volume to your legs. Like you're taking, you have nice legs and now you're making it like poofy.
okay, I'd bite on that one. I would bite on that one. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because there's nothing wrong with my legs, so why make them? Yeah. Well, I'm now seeing them. You guys can't see it full length, but I'm more comfortable. I didn't even think of doing that. So it's Andrea or whoever said to do that. I'm doing it. What I was working on next is, which is kind of getting fun with working with non-patterns. So right now I'm making a duplicate of, I just cut it out. I was just ready to sew it, and it's going to take moments to sew together. So this,
Great fabric.
well, I wear this a ton. So it's just it's an easy style thing that we wear all the time. I pinned it to keep it. It's going to be simple to sew together. So it's something I'll share.
Mhm.
There. Okay.
Yep, super cute.
So it ties,
Little ties, fun.
you know, it's a normal thing like this, and it ties. And yes, I wore it all the time. So I'm making from this fabric.
Oh, that'll be cute.
Yes. So I'm making from that fabric, it'll be the same thing. It's just so, I just literally just cut it out and I'm already partway done with it. And this is while I was talking, while you guys were talking. You know, it's just nothing to it. You just kind of copy it off. And so I'm gonna do that one real quick. And then what I was showing you, whenever I saw you guys last, from this handkerchief, you know, that style of a dress. So I put this through the Coke thing all over. It was in there for quite a while this weekend. Oh, it's okay. This one is soft. It did make a difference. So I'm making that.
What did you do to it? What did you do to the fabric? You put it.
Oh, I put it the technique that of putting it in Coke and letting it just marinate, letting it soak. And I let mine soak overnight.
And
It
that
softens
softens
it, it
it, or
softens it.
colors it, or
What?
does it just, is it soft, does it soften? Oh, okay.
And it does not, it's not a 100% proof that it's going to work all the time, because I did a little research on it, and some people said it works all the time, and some people said it doesn't work all the time. The last time I used it.
Yeah, it works better on natural fabrics if it's got
when it's
natural fibers.
100% cotton, there's a higher chance that it's going to work.
Yeah.
I'll look that up. That's on my list.
Not Pepsi though, Cindy. It has to be Coke.
Oh,
Oh, it has to be Coke. Okay.
ORC.
Soft drinks. So I never have any soda in the house.
Yeah. Don't buy the generic brand. It's
No, get the real thing.
You need that acid.
Yeah. And so you put that in, it's just, I mean, it's not a total difference, but I can feel it. I can feel the difference in this one. The last time I used it, I did not really, I think I didn't know for sure. It might have had, so when it did not work, and then I went, oh, I'm now wondering if I knew it for sure. So it might have had something else in it. Very, very likely. But this one I knew, because I've had this in the stash. I remember buying it. It's been in my stash forever. So this is going to be another very quick sew up as a handkerchief.
pretty.
So yeah, I think I got other stuff I'm working on, but yeah, this is, yeah. That's
Yay.
where.
Are you gonna do this the sewing room tour on Thursday morning, Doreen?
Oh boy. Well, if everybody wants to see a nightmare.
Do want to see it.
So Andrea, how are we gonna do it?
Yeah.
So hopefully, if you have a desktop, it's going to be a little bit harder. But if you have a laptop or an iPad, you're just gonna, you can either spin us around, or if it's easier for you to make a video, right, and screen share, you could do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that way.
Okay. Okay.
I did that as soon as I got my sewing room set up. I did a video and it's on YouTube, and I'll be out of town.
Perfect.
But
Can you get us the link and I can
yeah,
share?
I'll send you the link. I'll put it in the chat right now.
Okay, awesome. And then we'll
Hopefully.
share yours too. So yeah, a video and a screen share totally works as well.
Lord God, really.
We gotta keep you on your toes, Doreen. Who did that? Who just went blah?
Doreen did.
Doreen?
It's going to be a little embarrassing, but I think Dara also said she didn't give one flying.
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, like
I did one and didn't clean up. I just I'm
Yeah.
just nitty gritty. This is what it looks like in here.
This is
Mine
what
is
I do
on Hayes.
about every 2 or 3 days, every like once or twice a week, I take a vacuum. And so right now it's not been vacuumed.
okay, well, make a video like this is what I like to see. Get close on the thread, get close on the fabric, get close on the machines, on the actual like table, right, that you work off of. Everyone's always curious about like what's your actual sewing table.
And what the rug looks like with all the pieces of thread all over it.
Mhm.
That's what I was just getting at. I don't vacuum like every 2-3 days, and it
Yeah.
right now.
We
Oh,
all-
Doreen, no one is looking for the cleanliness of your sewing room. How you
Oh,
work it,
yeah.
that's what it is. You never
Yeah.
know, like maybe after you saw my video, you think, oh, my room is better than Usha's. Who knows? You know?
Yeah, it's
And
just
who
like,
cares?
what works, what's your system, right? Like what works for you? My
Mm.
thread is here, my fabric is here, my machine is here, I have this cutting mat.
Who's
Yeah, we're
going to
just
have the
curious.
best and the cleanest one is Casey. Because she
She
just
just
moved in.
moved.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It looks like a bomb went off in here.
Yeah, but it won't always, it won't
I
always.
thought yours would be
Right.
the best because you're just putting it in and it's probably just perfectly done.
Oh, no, we are still sorting fabric, still trying to find stuff. It's a hot mess, but I'm gonna, because I think what's interesting about the tour is like I had a vision of where I wanted things, and I'm testing them out with like folding tables and kind of like my cutting tables kind of jerry rigged at the moment. But I'm just trying to test it out to see if it's, am I going to put the wood in, like I need a plywood top for my cutting table. Well, plywood's pretty darn expensive these days, so I better make sure I know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing.
Right now, Walmart is selling some beautiful plastic trash cans, which looks so nice outside, like the designs. I got like a couple of them so that I can collect my, my bits and pieces, whatever it is.
Where are
Uh-huh.
they? Did you buy? You
Yeah,
said
do you
bought
have
them?
one? Do you
Where are
have
they?
one? I want to see these. I might be going to Walmart next.
Yeah.
I won't buy
Can't buy
fabric, but I
Yeah.
will buy trash cans.
Oh yeah, I bought last
Defeats the
just last
purpose.
night. I bought when I was telling you guys about the rayons that were on sale at some place.
Yeah, did you get it?
Ashley.
Oh my, look at those. Those are rather cute. That's like a cross hat
Oh,
pattern. I like that one there, Usha. The
I
white,
like them.
the white
have one.
interior. would
Yeah,
be
I have
nice.
one more. It has like some quilt patch block kind of thing. It's in my
Mhm.
long guard room
Where
downstairs.
do you
But-
find them? By the garbage cans?
Yeah, like they are like in the
Home
like for
areas.
summer they have like additional racks or something. So it's good. So I thought like I collect my fabric pieces here, but they still look good. And then once the
Yeah.
bin
Good. I got to go over there right after work here after this. So, good. I'm
Right
gonna go
after
get 'em.
work. That's cute. Oh. As soon as I get off work.
Sometimes I have to, I
I
remember.
think Walmart should pay us like by promoting them a lot.
I think maybe they should. Maybe they'll give us free fabric.
Oh, so anyway, last night, I didn't know when, I had just remembered after I got home, I went, oh my gosh, that's right. They have that big sale going on online at one of the stores, excuse me, online stores. I think it was Fashion Fabrics. I think that's where it was at. So because we're all talking about not buying any more fabric and being real careful and cautious. So they had this huge sale that was still going on. And I saw that I had like 15 in my cart. I had so many. And so I went back and went, wait a second, hold the show. You can't buy this much. I don't care. They were $5 or less. I mean, it was really inexpensive. I bought 4.
Okay, that's a reasonable.
That's it. I stopped at 4 and I went, that's enough because that's enough.
That's
So
enough.
I was very good. You guys made an impression on me not to buy any more fabric.
She's got to slowly wean herself off of this.
This is like when you're on a diet and someone tells you about donuts and you're listening. You want to hear about the donuts.
I have just one. I'll say the one. Yeah, I bought. I mean,
The
literally-
fabricitis is very bad.
Yes.
So you
that
bought 4
is-
yards of each, or is that
No.
what you're saying?
No,
Or
I bought four pieces of fabric for like 2 yards a piece, something like that.
Not awful. Yeah.
'Cause
Maybe
literally-
Doreen could just do only buy 30 yards of fabric while we use 30 yards of fabric.
Well, I think if you're using your 30 yards and anything you buy during this time and use that too, then it's all good.
As long as you use it.
What did you say, Cindy? What?
Like Doreen, she's got her 30 yards she wants to sew and she's bought this extra. So that means she's got to do more than 30 yards.
Oh, you have to add it to the total.
Yeah.
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 Ooh.
Yeah.
So now like you have to do 38 yards.
Oh my God. I'm not in this.
It's safer to stay out, but I'm just saying they left an impression on my brain. I would have bought more, but I went, no, this is getting to be way too much.
It's like you're
So-
on a diet, but you're going to cheat because you're going to go out and exercise more.
This
It
is-
never works, but that's the theory. That's what you do.
I will write down if I cheat like that, so I'll see how many times I cheated.
I literally, I mean, I know I've used up some fabric, so I wasn't feeling that guilty because I mean, it's so nice. You guys will see my fabric downstairs, of that like 1/2 of the room is totally nicely done, and you'll see how beautiful it is. The nice part of it is I know where I'm at with my fabric.
Okay, put that in your video that you make to
So that
share.
was on my video. I know because I know I could have afforded the space. I could afford to buy 4 more pieces. So
Okay.
yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
I have all mine cataloged on Google Docs, which I don't have a lot, but many years ago when I had a lot, I had 27 underbed storage things of fabric in my attic, and I had cataloged them all in FileMaker Pro. That's how long ago this was. If I needed a 1/2 yard of pink polka dot cotton, I knew right where it was.
Oof.
And then
That's
I just got rid of all of it but 7. And then I moved again and I got rid of all of it but maybe 1. And so I'm starting over.
Okay, but
Wow.
the two people, I believe it's the 2 people I want to see are, I think it's Kim and Dara. I think they have the most.
Fabric.
that ain't gonna happen.
What do you
Kim-
mean that ain't gonna happen?
That ain't gonna happen.
You're
Kim
not gonna
wants-
show it?
She
Nope.
wants her fabric.
And mine's on Haze.
What's haze?
You know how you can do it on, Facebook to make everything look hazy so you can't really
Oh,
see the details.
Oh,
I just linked to my YouTube video and my little bit of I've got more yarn than I do fabric, and that's even harder to get rid of.
Okay.
I mean,
All
on
right.
Zoom.
Well, whoever wants to share can share, and whoever wants to see can see. It's a
Okay.
good deal. Okay, everyone, I kept you long enough. I'll see you Thursday morning and then enjoy your Tuesday and your Wednesday. Bye, everybody.
Bye.